Hi, Yasser Ali here, founder of Polymer, data governance platform for third-party SaaS apps. We allow visibility into real-time traffic of PII within platforms which customers generally subscribe to over the cloud. In this brief presentation, I'm going to walk you through a few slides to kind of go over our approach, get into a brief demo, and then kind of put it all together in terms of what actionable insights our customers are deriving when they use Polymer. Um, with an increasingly distributed tech stack, as a proliferation of cloud is happening, and a lot of companies are moving towards specialized SaaS platforms to do their work, the ability of anyone to create information and share information across any given platform is more than ever before. This causes huge amounts of blind spots for compliance officers, CISO officers, and privacy officers within organizations, where we have seen a resurgence of huge amounts of PII data post-COVID on various platforms we service currently for our customers. For example, in any 50% employee team, we've seen 21 items of sensitive data being produced on a Slack platform, for example. The number of tickets the customers are sending in with sensitive data attached to it is climbing with the adoption of more e-commerce in the marketplace. And the fines, the regulation is now more than ever in terms of being careful about reducing your surface area about sensitive data over these platforms. Polymer is an engine that tightly integrates with all its products, all the apps which we service currently. We provide an ability to do a real-time identification of sensitive data. We can also provide a redaction service within that sensitive data for certain types of platforms. And the essence of how we deliver this is via molecular permissioning. The idea that you can permission access to information based on data elements or based on a highly granular access mechanism which sits below your AD, your SAML, or your Okta, for example. And Polymer allows real-time redaction policy if required by certain customers also within these platforms. It's a one-click install. Anyone can go to our website, click, and start using our product right away. We are following the strictest data encryption mechanisms, both internally and for our customers. For our enterprise customers, we are providing single tenancy, CSEC, HashiCorp configuration, AWS KMS support, where even we don't have access to the data customers leverage. For us, security and privacy comes first, and we instill that from the day one, even for a free trial for our customers. And we offer pretty standard pricing, which is very transparent for all our customers. There's nothing to hide. It's based on usage and based on amount of value we provide for our customers. We are trying to target a 100x value proposition in terms of what we can catch of sensitive data usage. And the one thing we are trying to very, very determined to focus on is remove the false positives. There's a very low rate of accuracy in a lot of data loss protection platforms, a lot of CASBs out there. And our engine is built upon a combination of NLP, regular expressions, certain other configurable machine learning interfaces to be able to get to 80–90% accuracy within the first 3 weeks of using our product on any of the platforms. I'll do a brief demo in terms of how our APIs sit in within Slack. This is an extreme use case where we are doing a full redaction service within these platforms. For example, if a customer is sharing information which is considered sensitive, let's say a pattern of social security number here, that information, it gets redacted in real time. And customers can request access to it based on their policy base. This same thing can be applied within documents. The same rules can be applied within documents, where we are essentially providing a reading capability or scanning capability built upon the idea that sensitive data can be shared without disclosing customer identities within that. And the way we do that is delinking and disassociating customer data within unstructured data, structured data, wherever it's found. And our basic use case within Google Drive specifically is around this idea that the permissions that are defined by our policy engine can then be applied in terms of scanning for sensitive data within these documents and then applying them in terms of who is allowed to see what. So we are not just scanning for availability of sensitive data within these platforms, but we're also seeing who can see what. And our policy engine essentially allows that to kind of work its way through. So we are essentially defining what is a privileged user. We can do things in terms of being able to highly prescriptive in terms of what elements a particular types of user can see in this privileged group. And if a folder is found within Google Drive, for example, having email address, which for a user who's not in this privileged group access, that is an alert which gets surfaced to the compliance officer within that. And the whole goal here is that from an enterprise perspective, we are essentially providing a very configurable access mechanism or of creating rules and changing rules which are available. This could be combination of NLP, regex, and we can do custom workflows within that. And within these integrations, so for example, all of these different audits that are happening in real time, for example, over here, you see the Google Drive integration audit here in testing. We're essentially monitoring access in terms of which user can see what kind of assets within the folders, within the files the company has access to, and then be able to surface those things in terms of who can, who's allowed to see it, and if a person has access to a link or that link has become public, that essentially starts becoming surface in terms of what is the risk, what is the unauthorized user policy in there, who can see what, and then basically be able to define suspicious activity where our customers are telling us around a very customized way of looking at stuff around who's downloading information and who's access to from a regulatory angle, especially when we talk about FINRA, OCC, and other insurance and financial regulators out there. In conclusion, we are building the next gen data loss protection, and our customers are demanding more and more integrations, and Google Drive is a key piece in that journey for us. And please feel free to contact us if you have any questions. Thank you so much for your time.